Today I will be talking about a book I read. Um, it's titled The Perfect Man by Ayatollah Murtada Mutahari. And this is a very interesting book that I read, learned a lot from it. The writer of this book, Ayatollah Murtada Mutahari, he was a very prominent figure in our recent Shia history. He was a student of both Allama Tabatabai and Ayatollah Khomeini. His specialization was in the fields of fiqh, irfan, and philosophy. And he is considered a shaheed because he was assassinated while in the duty of Islam after the revolution. So this this is a book by him titled The Perfect Man. So today I'll be speaking about the first section of the book. And the perfect man in Arabic is known as Insan al-Kamil, the most complete or the most perfect man. And it's defined in this book as an exemplary and superior human being in every aspect. So how do we identify this perfect man? How do we know, who is what are the attributes, qualities, what is a perfect man? So we can know this using two sources. The first is the Quran and the Hadith. So this is one source of knowing who is the perfect man. And the second source, which is complementary to this, is the personality of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and the Imams Alayhi Salam. So by looking at both of these, we can identify and know who is the perfect man. And perfection, as we were talking about, in Islam, it doesn't depend upon the physical body. So in our society today, we see that it's very materialistic, focused on the body, our society today. In some ways, it is good because there's focus on being healthy and working out. These are very good qualities to have. But in Islam, perfection is not limited to the body. The body is just one aspect. However, true perfection is in our soul and in our spirit. That's where true perfection resides. And so the Quran even talks about this in many areas. It says that perfection is based upon purity of the self-purification. So, for example, in this book, it presents us this ayat from Surah Al-Shams. It says, he will indeed be successful who purifies it, and he will indeed fail who corrupts it. So success is dependent upon purification. And those who have not purified themselves, they are corrupted. They're basically corrupted themselves and fall into a state of deficiency. So they, without purification, the human being falls into being more animalistic with regards to their habits. As in this book, it is also explained that in Barzakh, when they are raised, they will be raised in the body of animals. So they will have the appearance of animals and beasts because those are the attributes that they have developed instead of being more closer to perfection. So perfection in Islam also very much depends upon your object of your worship. So those people who have decided to worship idols or even have decided to worship themselves, many people are unknowingly worshipers of themselves. They have become their own nafs has become their idol in a sense. So people who worship idols or worship themselves through pride and arrogance, they are deficient. Whereas those who worship God, who is the truth, those are people who are more likely, and those are the people who truly will reach the stage of perfection, because perfection lies with God. And it is explained in this book that man is a fusion or a mixture of both heavenly and earthly qualities. So heavenly qualities, um, which come from God, are intelligence, virtue, goodness, whereas earthly qualities are qualities of consumption and desire. And so this is also explained in this verse of the Quran. It says, from Surah Al-Insan, it says, surely we have created man from a small life germ uniting itself. We mean to try him, so we have made him hearing, seeing. Surely we have shown him the way. He may be thankful or unthankful. So this shows us that human beings have many qualities and attributes, and it's up to us to utilize them in the right way. So God has given us all these abilities to hear, to see. He has given us all these attributes, and we have to use them in the proper way to reach the station of insan al-kamil. And the attributes of perfection, they are defined as love, intellect, justice, freedom, and service to humanity, and also devotion to God. And the most perfect of men, the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Imam Ali alayhi salam, and all the Imams, they had all these attributes. So they didn't just have one or two or few of these, they had all of these attributes in the most perfect way. And it is our duty to emulate them to reach the station of perfection. Um, and this book also describes Imam Ali alayhi salam, that he had the most holistic and perfect life in every way possible. So he was the greatest when it comes to irfan, the recognition of Allah. He was the greatest in hikmah and also in divine knowledge. But at the same time, he was also the greatest warrior. He was also the greatest writer, and he would provide to his family to the best of his ability. So he was the most complete man in every aspect possible. And it is our duty to emulate the Imams and the Prophet. Of course, we cannot reach their level, but we can, to the best of our ability as human beings, try to attain perfection that Allah has set for us, inshallah. So thank you.